Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got the J, which is a good scoring tile. I don't have a bingo with this rack, but I have a number of options. So I have jar and jai and jura, and that's just using the tiles on my rack, so I'm optimistic of being able to play through this rack. Wow, opponent does not bingo on their opening move, which is a change from the previous 3 games. So, what to do here? I think Jura looks the best. It's the only option I can see which burns the U and one of the A's. And I think that is what I want to achieve. I can't see any other plays which do that. Jura takes an L and a T after it. Not a great rack leave. But I'm just not seeing an alternative play. Pretty good. There could be a 7-letter bingo here, and there certainly is likely to be a number of 8s. Can't see a 7, but what about the floaters on the board? Not seeing anything through the J. How about the R? The R looks like it does go well with this rack. But if there is a bingo there, it's eluding me. Well, I was thinking of Peridian, but I think it's just Peridia and Peridial. And I can't see anything with the vowels, so this isn't looking too good. I haven't drawn an L or a T. My scoring tile P can go underneath the U, and I've got an A for going underneath the J. So I may have a play which plays underneath Jura for a decent score. Opponent yet to score. Down to 17 minutes. And I haven't seen any 8s with any tiles. I will, of course, consider the floaters made available by my opponent. Okay, so the Jura hook gets taken. Jurat takes just an S after it. I've already considered the R. The N is a new floater, and that duplicates a tile on my rack. Not great. Or less likely to yield a bingo than a non-duplicate tile would. So I can't see anything with this rack plus an N. And how about the O? E to P M would require another E, not another I. Now I do have a new spot for my P, and it gets tripled. So I could play Pain. Let me see what that scores. 26 points. I don't wish to play Pained. The extra 5 points, not worth it, because it would be providing easy access to the triple word squares. Do I have something better? Piani would burn an extra I, but it doesn't play in this spot. And it doesn't play underneath Jurat. I'm going with this. Well, another rack which looks pretty bingo-y. I have In-Isled, which plays in row N, making pains. It doesn't play anywhere else, so that could easily be blocked. How about the R of Jurat? No, not seeing anything through that. And then it's just pairs of tiles. which are always tricky to see bingos through. So I can't see anything with PO. AR is a pretty bingo rack. Now, is Enild available? I don't think it is. Wend only takes an S. POW does not take an E. So that's frustrating. Onto an E, I would have sideline. The pairs of tiles have now been replaced by triplicates. Even harder to see bingos. Now, Enild has an anagram, I think, Lindy's, to do the Lindy hop. I think that might be a new one which has come in which case I do have that because I have Lindy's and POWs. Lindy's and Durats. Wow, that would have been a shocking miss. Lindy's for 82. Phew, glad I didn't overlook that bingo. Fresh on the back of missing brimming in a recent game. Onwards to this rack. So, not good. V and G. I don't think vagrommed is a word. Vagrom is. But that doesn't play in column 9. Vom is good. Not seeing anywhere. Well, I have that underneath Durats. And then there's moved and moved. So I have a number of candidate plays on my rack. Wow, I was so close to missing Lindy's. I was pretty confident that Enild was a singleton rather than a doubleton. I think it's because Lindy's has probably only came in the last update. Mind you, that's not much of an excuse since the last update was quite some time ago and we're due a fresh update in a month or two's time. I will be playing games using that new word list as soon as it's available on ISC. Great, only 32 points for my opponent, and he's created quite a hotspot because Valet takes A, E and S. So can I fill my boots in column 15? It doesn't take an O, so moved, not available. I have Vega, but that only gets the A doubled. A moved doesn't get tripled. So either my A or E can go after Valet. And I think a column 15 play is definitely superior to row I. It'll score more and deny my opponent. So I could play match, keeping the V. Let me see what that scores. That's 42 points, pretty good. Still both blanks to come. Gives nothing away. The V, well, it's not going to get duplicated. And it is a scoring tile. But that's 42, keeping the V. What's the best I've got burning it? Maybe gave. 36, 6 fewer points. I don't really like this rack leave. But I also don't like the V. It would be nice to get just a little more points from this move. So that was Vega. It would be nice to play the M and the V. Not seeing it. I am going with Vega, the same as gave. For 36. Well, that's good. I draw the Z and I've got the O to go with it. Onto an E I would have Zowie. I have a 70-point lead. That would vanish with a bingo. 40 points for my opponent. Good scoring by them. So, where can my Z play? Nowhere jumps out. Just looking at these triple letter squares in row F. It would be nice to play Wiz, getting rid of the W as well, which I could have done if I'd played Gave, but not after Vega. I do have Moz in that spot. I could play Wiz in row F, but not getting anything doubled, so I don't think that scores enough. Zex is good, that only scores once for the Z. Just looking to see if I can play my Z in row I. Not seeing anything. So I could play DZO, but keeping the W and the M doesn't sound optimal. What about playing Moz here? 33 points, not too far behind the column 14 play. It gives nothing away. Yeah, and now almost anything my opponent does is going to provide opportunities for me. I'm going with this. Quite nice. I could get rid of the K and the W with a play like a play of Wok or Cow, leaving a decent rack leave, so I do have Cow in column 14. Not massively dangerous opening column 15 for plays beginning with a vowel. Could be punished. But I'd be retaining a pretty bingo-y rack lead myself. Great, opponent blocks row E, which was quite a hot lane as a double-double, even more valuable than a triple word score. So, do I have anything better than Cow? Cub is super blocky. But the board has still got a really big bingo lane in row N. Umu only takes an S, so row I only available for me for plays ending in O. And I do want to get rid of the K and the W, which forces me, I think, to play Cow here. Wow, what a beautiful sight. Just sit back and rejoice. That is the sort of rack you want to see. I am definitely bingoing, and I haven't spotted a single bingo yet, but I'm still super confident. I've got detains in row N and pains or paint. What do I have in column 15? It would need to begin with an E, which may be problematic. An E, that is, of the lettered tiles on my rack. There could be a bingo beginning with an E, but it's not leaping out. So what else does W take? It takes an O. Nope, I don't have an O play. So where are the other lanes? Possibly column 13. That would be a big overlap with S something S. Unlikely. So how about row I? Plays ending AS or OS? Can't see anything ending OS. Okay, so maybe not quite the plethora of bingos I was expecting. Let me see what sevens come to mind. So that's bandies and basins. candies encased. Okay. So I've still got row N for detains and paint. That's opening up row O, and it doesn't get doubled. Column 5, a lot hotter, a double on offer for bingos which go through this N. So, do I have such a play? I'm going to run through the alphabet, imagining an extra N on my rack. Not seen anything yet. Now, what about this play? I feel like there could be something here. 10 minutes on my clock, 38 tiles in the bag. Not coming to mind. Sanidine isn't a double, but it is a bingo, and would be better than row N. Again, that looks promising, a bunch of 7s there, but I'm looking for very specifically for 8s with an N. Nandines, well, bingo, Nandines it is. I could look further, but this is a nice play. It doesn't really put a vowel next to any premium squares. Possibly, well, I was going to say an X, but the X is gone, so there's not going to be anything massively better than this. Nandines for 82. Horrendous pick, but I'm 130 points in front. Still one blank to come. Nandines takes no hooks front or aft. So priority, burn the Q. Might be tricky. Onto an H I would have off. Opponent doesn't provide anything, and in fact plays just 2 tiles, so could be holding on to a powerhouse. Now, wow, I'm close to something super hot in column 4 because my Q can go above the U. So I've got QUE or QUO. QUOO. Well, there just isn't anything there. How annoying. But that spot may remain available. 2 A's to come. So why don't I burn off a ton of tiles? How dangerous is this? It's 35 points, which is a big score-ish. I am turning over a lot of tiles, maximising my chances of drawing a U, an A, an I, or a blank. How dangerous is the P? Not very. I only get hurt if my opponent triples. That doesn't happen very often, and I can certainly survive a single bingo. Do I need to do this? Can I score anything comparable elsewhere? No, I think I will go with this. So, proof for 35. Well, I draw a U and an I. I can't see a bingo with this rack, but it's pretty balanced. I should be able to play the Q. But, more importantly, do I have a column 4 play? And that's another advantage of playing proof. Opponent's likely to be distracted by that P, leaving this Bunya spot available. And I have queer. Fantastic. That has worked out superbly well. The only dampener would be if my opponent were to bingo through this P as a triple. But I'm in a good shape to survive even that. And if queer is blocked, I've got quip or peak in row A, or repeak. Very close to a bingo. I think it's just this G which is problematic. So I would actually have queering through an N. no ends available and none to play, so that's not going to happen. 12 minutes on opponent's clock, 7 on mine. Opponent plays id for 6. Wow, that increases my suspicions that they're holding on to a powerhouse, but just haven't gotten lucky. So, do I play queer? Wow, keeping GIU, yuck, at 73 points. Or do I play repeat? Let me think about this. $54 points, so I'm dropping 19 points, keeping G rather than GIU. G is not 19 points better than GIU. But it is better. And probably this triple-triple opening isn't worth that much compared to queer. But overall, I don't think there's a huge amount of difference between repeat and queer. I suspect queer wins more games. I suspect queer has a higher equity value. But what repeat does is massively reduce the volatility of the board. It extinguishes my opponent's ability to triple-triple in row A, and I would say it absolutely guarantees the win. So even though queer is winning her, I'm going with repeat. Well, quite nice. No scoring tiles, but balanced. Only 17 tiles in the bag. A pretty bingo-y bunch. Row N, the hottest bingo lane. Column 15 also available for plays beginning with E or O. That stayed open for a while. I could play Egger. Only 26 points, and that emphasises, I think, one of the reasons for playing Cow, that column 15 is not super hot for plays which begin with a vowel, unless you are bingoing. And, okay, nice bingo by my opponent. Forced into row N, which thereby gives up scoring potential for me in row O. So what do I have here? So I have Egger in column 8 for 27 points. I have quite a few alternative plays on this rack, but none of them use the triples, so I have Reg A. I would have Reg A ton through a disconnected T and N. 5 minutes on my clock, 10 tiles in the bag. I don't really have the tiles for running underneath mildest because my G doesn't go anywhere. I guess the best I can do is Gore. 23 points. That opens up a bingo lane in column 1. So, Egger's what I'm thinking about, keeping 3 vowels. 7 vowels out of 17. So I could get swamped, but I think this is pretty winning. Well, ordinarily I'd be disappointed with this rack, but since I have a 150 point lead on a tight board, this is a nice rack to see. I've got a scoring tile in the H, so I can keep the score rolling along. It's not problematic. Opponent could bingo in column 15, but really they need 2 bingos to win, and that's not going to happen. So opponent could have oo sights in column 15. I was about to say I can play Aloha in column 15, but I can't. My play's got to begin E or O. Opponent has opened a new bingo lane in column 1 for bingos ending in R. 2 tiles left. Do I empty the bag? Probably yes, the alternative would be to just play off one tile. So, where am I going to play? So I have Ohio here. I think column 15 better for my opponent than column 1. Probably more bingos beginning with O or E than ending in R. 26 points, decent score, decent rack leave. If I'm drawing 2 tiles, I'm in good shape to go out in 1 if my opponent doesn't bingo. Ohio for 26. So, I can now see what my opponent's got. Is he going to bingo? And I have opened a new bingo lane in column 14. So a few bingo lanes on this board. And I think my opponent is going to bingo. So he has ocelots. Does that play? And it's anagram coolest. Neither goes. Just looking at this rack. I think my opponent has schooler in column 1. He'll get 16 on countback. That's not enough to win the game. So, supposing my opponent doesn't spot his bingo, what can I do? I have reality in column 2. What if that's blocked? Okay, great. Opponent does find a bingo. And the final score, 396 to my opponent, 447 to me, a winning margin of 51 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first. He changed. My rack. I don't like Giant Agi, keeping the U. I prefer Jura, keeping AID. For a very similar score. So is AID 2 points better than ADRU? Tricky because AID is vowel heavy. And ADRU does have some synergy. But I think they're going to be close. Opponent's rack. Plays Thorn. Now, did I miss a bingo? No, I didn't. Fantastic. Ah, but look at this. I played Pain and I could have played Paid. That's annoying because Paid would have been a better play, not taking any post hooks. Opponent plays Wend. And now I have Lindy's, which plays in 3 spots. And this is the best of them. Opponent plays Valet. And now, they go. I didn't consider that. I did consider Madge. So Madge OV is Mad 6 points better than OV. I would say yes. And what about my play of Gave or Vega? Is Mod 6 points better than OV? Close. Possibly. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, I play Vega. Opponent's rack, pretty grim. Plays Tix. Okay, retaining Cubby. Not great. I struggled here. D14. Moz. I thought about that. I went with Moz here for 5 fewer points, and I still like that. Opponent plays Cub. And I play Cow for 24, keeping Dine. I could have got 9 more points with Dodkin. Ah, quite nice, making Vegan. Dodkin for 33. Is Dine 9 points better than EW? I would say so. Opponent's rack has tunably, I think, but nowhere for it. Plays Bunya, and I have this wonderful rack, and play Nandines for 82. and a few other triple triples on offer. Double doubles, rather. Gosh, look at that. That looks bingo-y-ish. No bingo available. Opponent plays Tav. And I play Proof for 35, and I like that. Wow, look how dangerous this is. Opponent's pretty bingo-y rack. No bingo there. Plays id. So he did have a powerhouse, keeping listed. And these are the big Q plays in column 4, and I went with Repeat for 54, and I still like that. So G versus GIU for queer. I guess Q would have been a much better play, keeping GIR. These rack leaves of GIU and GIR are not 20 points better than G, but Repeat had strategic advantages in dampening the volatility. Opponent plays Mildest, and now 10 tiles in the bag. Okay, so a gauge does play above Mildest, but I still prefer playing Egger. Wow, fantastic pickup for my opponent. No bingo though. Plays Rife. I play Ohio. Yep, and I still like that. And finally, opponent has a choice of 6 bingos to go out, and finds one of them. So, pretty exciting game. I think at some point in the middle I established a big lead, which was really nice. It meant that going into the end of the game I wasn't under terribly much pressure and could relax and enjoy the game. And as you can see, the plays on the board are really spread wide open. There are no ladders on this board, and that meant there was plenty of scoring opportunities on the board, and I was able to keep scoring and maintain a big lead, which was only reduced at the end by my opponent bingoing out. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.